Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome to SCT Sampler Scrapbooking. And this is the third week and I'm here to show you everything that I got done with these wonderful little sampler kits, and then I will show you my leftovers, which will definitely be the shortest part of this video. So, if you recall, on the first day and the first two videos, I shared the first thing I got done was this lovely 12 by 12 layout, and this was a scrap lift. It was a scrap lift of my friend and fellow Secret Not Secret Kit Club member Liz, and it was just a lovely showcasing of the 6x6 papers that were in this lovely little kit, mainly the Heidi Swap storyline chapters. And this went into my Amsterdam album, which I just did a flip through last week. If you missed that, I will link that below, or I'll put it as one of those little end screens. So the first thing I got done was a 12 by 12 layout, because I started this series, of course, with my lovely friend Becky, and I think Becky will have a video today. It'll be linked, her channel is linked down below in any case. Pop on over and see. The one thing we wanted to make absolutely certain of is we would get at least one 12 by 12 layout to begin with, because we are scrapbookers first and foremost. So I got that done. Then I also got done following the same philosophy. I got an 8.5 by 11, still showcasing some of the lovely papers. In this instance, I added a little bit of mixed media, again for the Amsterdam album. This little chipboard came out of my stash, and this was just a day at the Van Gogh Museum. And this, I backed, the cardstock is from my stash, of course, and then I backed it just on a frame, which is also from my stash. And then the last layout that I got done, which was kind of fun and I love, I just went in and I created a fun mixed media background using some Shimmers products. I did the packaging technique with Pretty in Pink, and then I used the Tutti Frutti Dazzlers paste through a Page Evans stencil and mounted my photo up on foam. I did some fussy cutting here from one of the 6x6 papers from the Echo Park collection, I Love Summer, a couple of little banners, and I added, of course, a sequin mix from Spiegel Mom Scraps and just this little piece of twine. So there you go. So far we have one 12 by 12, two 8.5 by 11 sheet layouts. Then, if you recall, I went into some cards and I asked you for some suggestions last week, and so I finished off some of these cards. Sheila gave me a lovely suggestion for both of these cards. So this one, I created this little embellishment, if you recall. This is from one of the die cuts. This is just a punched label that I had in my stash, one of the little banners from the kit, and the leftovers of the papers to create this fun little card. Added some sequins, and there you go. This one, Sheila suggested that I turn it this way, because I originally was trying to do it in the portrait mode as I had done my very first card. If you recall the first card, and I got this done on the same week that I did the mixed media layout, I got this card done and with the embossing folder that came with the kit. And I was trying to follow the same philosophy with another card with the smaller little die cut shapes. These are die cut, and this cardstock and this pattern paper, these are both from my stash. But it wasn't working, so Sheila suggested that I turn it this way, use the small die cut, but of course by turning it this way, I couldn't use the embossing folder, or I couldn't figure out how to use it that way anyway. So I just went into my stash. I got another little embossing folder, did exactly the same thing, and put this little die cut, went to get a couple of little chipboards in the chipboard pieces in my bowl on my desk, little sequins, and there you go. Love grows here. This could be a fun baby shower card maybe. So those 3 cards. Then if you recall last week, I said, I think the only thing I need to do to this is add a few sequins. And that's what I did. Oh, happy day. And another fun little card. And these are cards that are thin enough to go in the mail, and that I always like to have a basket of cards ready if I need something a little bit last minute. I mean, sometimes I love to make very intricate and very special cards for certain people, but I do like to make all of my cards. I try not to buy any cards, so sometimes it's just a quick little occasion or a quick little pop-a card in the mail, just wishing you a beautiful day. And I love having these at the ready. So that one is done. Now, I'm recording this on Sunday morning prior to this, so I have not taken the time to do my coloring, and that's often what I do on Sunday afternoons. I do some stitching, some coloring, or I might do some fussy cutting while I'm watching YouTube. So I think that's probably what I'll do this afternoon, but then these will be done and finished as they are. And then I went in, and as I mentioned to you, I said, I'm just going to go in and try and do a bunch of little embellishments, tags, and see what I can do with the leftovers. Oh, let me bring this back here for a minute. There we go. And that is exactly what I did yesterday afternoon. So I used a bunch of the scraps that I had. Oh, excuse me, my coffee machine is making all sorts of noise. Let me just go. There you go. Always a little bit of an interruption. It's not Chopin, it's noise. There we go. So sorry about that. So there we go. So that is exactly what I did, as I mentioned, yesterday afternoon. So I just took all of the little scraps, and so these, if you recall, were the tags. I didn't quite know how to do it, so I just turned it over, used the other side, did a little banner here, punched out a flower, and punched out, this was from one of the pattern papers, punched out a little shape, and I have a little tag. I just need to do my little hole, put some twine, and just hang this on a gift. Same thing with this one. This one I didn't quite know. I didn't want to use this side. This side had words that weren't going to be very usable for me, so I just used one of the pattern papers, one of the scraps that I had, the 2-inch or a little bit less size, and put it over on this tag. Punch a hole here. I could maybe, I punched this flower out and I don't really like it there, so I think I could maybe just come on and maybe just really just do a quick little label with a to and from on here, and that might be sufficient, or pop up a little stamp shaped or something, but another one that you can just hang on a little bit of a gift. Then I did some smaller ones with the scraps left over. This little scrap, just paper piece, put a little bit of a piece here. These I used my 3/4 inch punch and punched these shapes out from the Echo Park paper. Mounted this one on foam, tucked that one in. Cute little tag. Another cute little tag with the exact same philosophy. Punched out shapes. Another one here. This was the rest of the tag that I added on this layout here. And I just put a little scrap of that lovely rainbow paper. And this is like a postage stamp sticker that was left from the kit. So I put that here, just another little tag for a gift. And then I went into maybe a couple of little, now it's getting smaller and smaller. The scraps I have are getting smaller and smaller. This comes from this pattern paper, rounded my corners, put the tiniest little bit here of this pattern paper, fussy cut these butterflies, or if you recall, I think in this particular case, I might have had one left over from this layout, popped it up on here, and that can be a fun little embellishment, as can this. Now you see this one, this is also a fun one. This is just a banner, and then I layered it on top of a piece of the scrap pattern paper, another little bit here that I layered here, fussy cut one of those little butterflies out, and that could be like one of these lovely little corner embellishments on a layout. So I think that's fun, and I love that. Something else, I love to have a little bowl on my desk with quick and easy little embellishments. Same thing here, did a little banner, fussy cut butterfly, punched this one out, and there you go. So fun little embellishments. This one again could be up on the top or on a side, just a fun little, just a scraps, just little tiny scraps. And this all together maybe took me a little half hour. I put these all, spread them all out on my desk, saw what I had, what sizes they were in, and just off I went, all using the kit. Made these two little banners that will go into my little scrap bowl because I love having that on my desk. Punched this little flower, and I have one little die cut left, which will go into my scrap bowl. So that is a lot of stuff with this lovely kit. So what do I have left over? Well, not a lot, my friends. I do have this lovely acrylic piece, which I think would be awesome at the beginning of an album. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to do... Last year, I did a fun summer 2019 traveler's notebook, and I was thinking maybe this year of doing a 6x8. I don't know. Or just, you know, one of my everyday albums, an introductory to it, you know, everyday stories, that kind of thing. But for sure, this needs pride of place, either on the outside of an album, if it's a smaller album, or traveler's notebook, or definitely as an introductory page. So I do still have that left, and I do have 3 of the cards. So I have the carte postale. I haven't done anything with that yet. I'm keeping that going into my stash. This journaling card, 4x4, I could use it as a frame, so I'm going to see what I can do with that. And then with all of the, I kept bringing this back in every single video of things I could do, and in the end I didn't. So I think it might, yeah, I think it might go with this in a 6x8 album. And we'll see, we'll do maybe a little bit of mixed media on the background, add a few sequins, but I think it's going to go with that. But so I have these 3 pieces, the acrylic piece left, and then, my friends, this is all I have left. These and these really, so these are going into the recycling for sure. These are just too small. Oh, this one I might be able to do another little banner or cut that little boot out. So, okay, we'll maybe do one more little thing with that. Recycling, the stickers are gone. Recycling, did a few little flowers. As you can see here, this is where I punched out those little shapes. Did a flower. This is where I did some fussy cutting. And there you go. That is what I have left. This was so much fun. Tell me, did you enjoy this? Would you like to see this as an ongoing series where every month I take, at least for the rest of this year, for the fun of it, because I mean, we do want to change things up on my channel, but maybe for the rest of this year, where I take the SCT sampler kits and do this kind of thing with you. Get some layouts done, 12x12, 8.5x11, some cards, and then some embellishments. And I will try and come back and point this out whenever I use any of these on my layouts in future videos. I will point them out to you. So tell me, cards, did you enjoy this? What part of this did you enjoy the most? Is it the versatility of the kits where you can get layouts and cards, embellishments, tags, you can make your own die cuts, Is it the fact that it was really just a series where I used pretty much only the kit so that you could see how far these little kits stretch? And would you like to see me do this for the next few months? Please leave me a comment down below. If you would like to join in on doing this with Becky and I, please tag us on Instagram, on Facebook. I use the hashtag SCT Sampler Scrapbooking. Use that so that we can find you. If you make videos, link us your video down below in one of the comments. Go on over and see what Becky got done with her kit, and I will see you again very soon. Thank you for being here. Bye.